Hi, so today I'm doing my review, my first impressions of the DJI Mini Pro 3. So I'm not a professional drone pilot. I've worked as a videographer for many years. I worked with quite a lot of drone pilots. I watched them work. I got the original Phantom 1, DJI Phantom 1 about 9 years ago. I crashed it a lot. You had to kind of put your own camera on it, a GoPro camera on it. It didn't have all the kind of the GPS obstacle detection, multiple settings that these kind of things have got now. So I was easily put off, to be honest. I was, it was very easy to crash. I was having to spend a lot of money to repair it. They didn't have all these kind of care plans in place back then. So I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna leave that to other people. But fast forward to this point now, you know what, these things have got smarter, they've got lighter, they've become more affordable, and I think it's time. So yeah, so I'm going to test this out today. I'm going to get my first impressions. This isn't going to be a very techie kind of review, but it's just a good way to kind of document my own aerial journey and just to see, you know, when I look back how I've got on. So the first thing I'm going to do is put it down here. As you can hear, it's a noisy area. I'm actually on a flight path. You're probably thinking, not the best place to probably fly a drone for the first time, but as long as I don't go above 60 meters, we'll be fine. So the legs just unfold out, easy as that. There's a little camera guard on the front. I'll put that in my pocket for later. And I'm going to put it down right there. Super duper. Now, I must say, one of the really attractive things about this drone is buying this controller, because when I worked with a lot of drone pilots in the past, certainly ones using kind of Phantom 4s and Mavics and stuff like that, they've got a joystick, but I'm currently just screwing on the controls right now, which is really good. They sit back there, and it makes it very easy to put in the bag without them getting broken off. But yeah, when I've worked with other drone pilots before, they've usually had their phone connected. Now, I don't know about you, I own an iPhone, I like an iPhone, but the battery is drained by the end of the day with all the apps and emails and stuff. So when you're putting it on something like this, I don't know how quick it's gonna go, but I always see people bringing power banks and juicing it up. So I've been promised this should last a while, but we'll test it out. Now, there's a lot of configurations. You've got the joysticks there, you've got buttons on the top, you've got buttons there on the middle, you've got these kind of turning dials on the top, and you've even got a little two at the back. So it does feel a bit like kind of like a PlayStation, Xbox kind of console, but the big difference, of course, is going to be what's on here. So I'm going to press the on button once, may have to hold it down again. Good thing I checked the manual on that one. I'm going to do the same thing on the drone. There's a little arrow upward button I'm going to press, take off, I hold it down until the gold goes green, let go, and it should now, hopefully, there you go, it should rise to about a meter. Brilliant. It's just telling me to be careful about the warning flyover zone. I'm already getting obstacle detection, which is good, that's meant to be working. I've got 92% of battery, and yeah, not too bad. So I'm just going to take it up. Okay, so the drone is up. That's a good start. First of all, I'm just going to attempt to put the drone up. Yeah, bring it down again. That's good. I'm going to rotate it around. You guys see me. Hello. And then I'm going to go side to side. So to the right, to the left, back to the beginning again. So it seems responsive, which is good. I've managed to find a nice open field close to my house. There's nobody around at the moment, not even one dog walker over in the corner, a few pigeons, but very clear. I've also got this car park, which on the fact that the local users have decided to smash their beer bottles in a couple of areas, it's a pretty good space because it's flat. We have had a bit of rain recently, so the grass could be a little bit wet. I need to get myself a little drone helipad. That's the next on the bucket list. But it's good, it's flat, it's hard, it's dry, so I can set off. And I've got a good view of the entire field from here. So here we go, let's take it for a little fly. So there are 3 different modes from what I could see when you're flying a drone, and I've got it on mode 2 at the moment, and that basically means that the left joystick controls going up, so go up and down, and then it also controls the rotation, whereas my right joystick enables me to accelerate forwards and go backwards as well, and it also allows me to kind of bank to the right but I've got to rotate if I want to change the direction. There we go. Just previous times, I've got it in normal mode at the moment, the Scenic Mode, which is meant to be a bit slower, so let's just try that. So click to Scenic. It says Scenic Mode, slow speed. So you can see that, that's very smooth. I've got everything on auto as well at the moment, just for the moment, just while I'm learning how to fly it. There we go, can we slide through there? That's looking really nice. Now I'm just going to bring it back, because again, another good rule, and it's actually a law in the US, you need to have a line of sight. So I can just see it, it's over there at the moment, just behind that tree. So let's bring it back again. So it's great, it's coming up with an obstacle detection on screen, which is really handy. So I can see when something's getting too close. It's also meant to stop as well. So there's 3 settings. There's obstacle detection basically off, there's brake, and there's bypass. So if it's on bypass, it'll go around it. But if I was going to slam into here, it should hopefully stop. There we go. So that's good to know. I certainly didn't have that with the original drone that I used to fly. So you see me, there we go. Now on the back buttons here, got these little toggles. So, oh, wrong way. There we go. So I can see myself now. Hello, I can see the drone. That's nice. And then we'll just bring it forward and down. Hello. Oh, see. That feels quite nice. Certainly in the Scenic Mode, when it's a lot slower, that feels like a very achievable kind of speed. Certainly with a big open space, I would not like to try this in my back garden, or certainly not indoors. I would be crashing this, even with all the fancy features. Now, as well as the tilting up and down, yeah, here we go. So on this back one here, it can zoom in and zoom out. So I'm not really sure about the quality yet on that one, but that's pretty cool. I'm just going to go into the menu here. So yeah, I've definitely got brake on, camera. Currently I'm in D-Cine-like mode, so I could put a grade on this. I'm shooting MP4, H.264, auto flicker. I have not got any peaking on at the moment. I'm going to put the exposure warning light on, so just to see. I'm not seeing any exposure zebras. But it's pretty cool, it's kind of got that. I'm already down to 74% battery as well, which is really interesting. I've been warned, they have about a 34 minute battery in this, but usually you need to be bringing them back down sort of when they get into, I imagine, between 20 and 30%. There is a return to home function on this, so let's try that now. Oh, I've not got that one at the moment. I have got a land. We'll do return to home a bit later. Okay, now I'm going to turn this back to normal. There we go. And we'll see what kind of speed this thing can get up to. So, wow, that's taken off. Ooh, right then. Can we make it? Can we make it? Come on. Whee! That was fun. Right, so I've obviously gone a bit too low. Yeah, there we go. And it's just got to bring it up a little bit. So it does tell you the height of the fall. So I'm currently 3 meters off the ground at the moment, which is quite high, really, when you think about it. Going right back towards me. I'm going to turn. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It looks a little bit off kilter at the moment. Let's see how high we can go now. So currently at 7 meters and rapidly rising. I'm going to tilt that down a little bit. See, this is the thing about getting smooth drone operators. You've got to know what the button's going to do. So just pushing it upwards, that's looking pretty smooth, but obviously you can control the camera, you can control lots of different things. So that's looking pretty nice. I'm already at 56 meters. Maximum flight altitude reached. There you go, maximum altitude reached. So I can't go any higher than that, but that's a decent height, certainly considering we're on a flight path. Now I'm just banking to the left. That's nice and smooth. I can still just about, yeah, I can see it up there, blimey, it's bright. That looks nice. And then if I bank this back right the other way, but if I turn the rotation so it pans left, ooh, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice and smooth. Now, I've been told, or I've read, because well, I say I read, I've watched a ton of YouTube videos, let's be honest, that the DJI Mini Pro 3 has quick shots and master shots, which you can sort of, basically it's like programming the drone to do these kind of maneuvers automatically. There's also a tracking element as well. But that's looking really nice, that. Yeah, very nice. Right then, I'm going to bring it back home. See if I can find me again. There I am. Right. Let's bring it down. So that comes in pretty quick. And there we go. Well, that wasn't too bad. We've not crashed so far, so I'm doing better than I did 8 years ago. I'm already down to 62%, so it shows you how fast it's going. But just checking the settings, I've still got really good signal between my remote control and the drone, which is shown by the amount of bars. My obstacle detection is on, so that's going pretty well at the moment. I'm going to be daring now. I want to have a go at sport mode. I'm not doing anything too crazy with this because, again, I'm not a professional drone operator. Just getting a feeling for that. I'll level that out a little bit. You know what I'm going to do on this one? I'm going to switch it to, I'm going to switch off the Cine D like. Oh, no, you can't do that. That's another thing. So you can't switch it while you're recording. So it's on the settings that it's on. But what I can do is I can change the settings from auto to pro. So at the moment, we're on 1/1600 shutter, 100 ISO, which is pretty much kind of the low end. I've got the white balance already set to 5500 Kelvin. You can have it on auto, but just the camera operator me. As soon as I turned on my remote control and saw that before I set out, I was like, I'm not having my light shifting from orange and blue. So that's already set up. I'm just seeing what else. Can't change the f-stop. It's a fixed 1.7 by the look of it, but I can make it a touch brighter through the shutter. So that's what I've done. All right then, sport mode. So the thing with sport mode, and again, I'm glad I watched some YouTube videos about this, is it turns obstacle detection off. So if it senses a tree, goalposts, the ground, it's not going to stop. It's not going to bypass. It's not going to brake. It's just going to smack into it. So luckily I've got this nice open field, and let's see how fast this thing goes. Right, well immediately, yes, it's a lot quicker. it's a lot quicker. Wow. Wow, I'm racing. I mean, I don't know what speed that's at. Is there a speed? I'm not seeing a speed, but it's fast. Whoa. Right, I'm gonna go through the goalpost. Let's try it. Come on, don't hit. I don't know why I ducked then. That is cool. Let's see how fast it ascends. Whoa. That's cool. Now, I put it back on normal, I've let go of the joysticks, and it's just stopped, bang, right up there. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if I can, get it right above my head. Do a bird's eye shot. A bit more. So I've seen professional drone operators that I work with on my projects do this. A lovely bird's eye shot, and I'm always kind of interested like how quickly they can get it set up. Now, that's not the best, but it's not the worst. Again, certainly when you want something looking symmetrical, you got to just kind of get that kind of attention to detail. I did something recently filming a Duke of Edinburgh expedition, had a drone operator join me on that one, and he didn't have a lot of time to react to things. We were just doing the expedition, we were walking. Now I had the GoPro, and it's kind of easy, I'm on the ground, but he was having to kind of send it up, bring it back down, send it up, bring it back down, and you know, we knew where we were going, and I could send him ahead, but not more than a few minutes. So it was kind of a challenge really. But he got some really good shots. So obviously he knew what he was doing with the remote control and with the drone. So let's just bring this down now. Ideally, not on the top of my head. Hello. Yeah. Brilliant. That's smooth though, that's nice. quality seems okay. I mean, you can buy obviously a lot more expensive drones. I wasn't planning on doing that. There's a few reasons why, I'll be honest with you. The first one is just kind of getting into it. I'm sure there are some controller differences, but ultimately learning how to fly it, I thought if I can fly a Mini Pro 3, then that's probably a good stepping stone to maybe flying a bigger drone at a later date if I want to. I've not got big plans to do that at the moment. I'm quite happy working with the freelancers I work with, but I always find, even like when gimbals initially came out, I thought there was a big difference between just directing somebody with a gimbal and actually doing it yourself and learning the limitations and the opportunities with that kind of kit. So it's the same thing here, just trying to figure out what can be done, what the challenges are, just, you know, hopefully make me a better director. All right, let's take it for a... That's really nice. Okay, another setting that this has is, if I can find it, control. Here we go. So the gimbal mode itself, you can change it from follow mode, where it's just keeping everything really flat, to FPV mode. So let's put it on FPV mode now. Right. Whoa, I can feel that already. Okay. So now when I turn, it's turning like it's on the rails, like a roller coaster. Okay. You can see the concentration on my face, can't you? Now, there is a new DJI Avatar, I think it's called, that's come out, which is like a new FPV drone. Looks very good. I'll be honest, I almost bought it. The main things that put me off with that one, if I'm honest, is it's a much wider kind of lens. So, I've clearly not got the smoothness yet on this. The Avatar is a much wider lens, and it is meant for this kind of flying, kind of swooping kind of motion. It's a little bit more expensive. I'll be honest, that wasn't really the big reason that put it off. I think it's a good £500 more than this one. But it was also the fact that you need to get a license, and because it's an FPV goggle, I imagine you're probably best having a spotter, someone extra with you. So I felt this was the right one for me to start with. But let's see if I can... Right, so punch it forward. So it's not going that fast, but again, I don't have the bravery to put it on sport mode with FPV. But the banking's pretty good. So again, if you wanted that kind of gliding, swooping, let's see if I can get it really low and fly through here. 3 meters off the ground, 2 meters off the ground, 1 meter off the ground. Woo! Whee! This is fun. This is fun. Huh. Cool. Right, I'm going to turn that back onto follow mode. Now, I've not played around with the gimbal calibration or any of that yet, but this makes me feel comfortable. I'm hopefully not being too silly with it yet. Again, I'm in a big open space, nobody around. I'm not able to fly it above 60 meters. I'm not flying it a million miles away, out of sight. So hopefully I've kept things pretty simple today. But it's a lot of fun. I'm going to learn kind of next to master the motor skills really, so that I know that when I'm doing things, certainly on these back buttons, I've not even played around with these yet. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So C1 just drops it. That back button there just drops it straight into bird's eye mode. Can I press it again? Yeah, that's handy. But again, I'm not sure what C2 yet does. Obviously, it's a C button, so it's a customizable button. So I'll have a little play with that. And I suppose the final thing now is I'm going to try and return to home. So I don't know if you can see that. Got two options. I've got landing and return to home. So when I started, the home spot is right in front of me. So I'm going to hold it down and let go. And here we go. Fingers crossed. Now I can tap to cancel this, so I suppose if I hit return to home and my home spot was like a puddle or a lake, I could just cancel it. But I'm not, actually tell you what, let's cancel it. Look at that, immediate. So now I'm going to press land. Make sure landing area is safe before landing. Yes, thank you. And it's done. First flight completed. Yes. Now, what I didn't play around with there was so many different settings, particularly with the camera. I think I'm going to build up to that, but what's really nice is the settings are very similar to a normal camera, which I'm very used to doing. I've been a videographer, professional videographer for 12 years, so I think that I can work around that. I've been shooting 4K 25 frames a second, manual white balance, etc. So hopefully I've got some of that down already, which is going to be really useful. I think the next thing I want to have a play with maybe ND filters. That's something that another videographer and drone pilot recommended, because at the moment I'm shooting pretty much at the max level on a bright day like this. So I think having that control will probably really help. I'm gonna have a little play around with the grade, I think, this week on the Scenic mode. That looks really good. I can see that it's much flatter, so that's gonna give me some great opportunities to grade. And yeah, just kind of practice more, and maybe next time I'll pick a route that's not under a flight path.